Another Battleground season has come to a close, so you know what that means. Let's talk about changes for next season and open some rewards. Hey! All right, so Battleground Season 19 is over, and I placed 937 this time around, which was Quantum 1. Towards the end of the season, like the last stream I did, I was just barely in Mysterium 3, and I've never finished Mysterium. I really wanted to. The last couple days, though, I just didn't feel like it was worth it. I missed out on one of the Magnetron crystals and the trophy tokens or whatever. I would have had to win 2 in a row, and I was just like, I would have been fine if I had just slipped down by 1 to Quantum 2, wouldn't made that big of a difference, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. There's always next season. Maybe next season I'll be in Mysterium or, you know, Celestial 1, something, I'm sure. We will see. But, so for this season, I finished 937 there. As you can see, if we look back at last season, 1773, so a nice bit of progression. Last season I was an Arcane, I believe, and not Quantum, so... yeah, finishing Quantum 1 was totally good with me. And it is a nice chunk of trophy tokens there, so that does help out. Does definitely help out. For the solo event, I got 118th, which is not bad. It would have been nice to crack the top 100, but again, you know, it's fine. We got some Sig Stones, we got some shards. It's all a bunch of good stuff. Last season, I was 107, so close. Again, I think maybe next time I'll push a little bit harder to try to get into that top 100. Doesn't make a huge difference, but you know, it's a little bit extra shards, that kind of stuff. So just really depends on the metas, how much I like them, how much I want to play, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll take it. Those are some darn good rewards for the units I spent and everything. So as you can see, again, we got 9th too. We were 9th last season, and our score was about 2 million points fewer this time around. Not quite exactly, but 1 point something or other million fewer points. So I'm very happy that we stayed top 10. It seems like the scores have gone down slightly after the season after they were buffed rewards, and that is to be expected, I think. But as long as we keep pressing the way that we have been, I think we'll be fine. We'll stay top 10. Gonna need to put in a little more effort next season for reasons which will become apparent, but yeah. All right, we will take this, and I'll get the selectors and skip through to a little forward. So if we take a look at my solo score there, about 950,000 points. I feel like if I'd gotten over 1 million, maybe a little bit more than that, probably would have gotten the top 100 rewards for solo. We'll see if I press a little more going forward. As far as for the Alliance, we were 20 million and almost 21 million there, but we were like 22.4 last season, so we're down a little bit. As you can see, I was second again. Captain Judah doing big numbers again, as he always does. Nugget, DTX, Ghost, Face, and Chewy, Akbar there, to name a few. Everyone did their part, except for one person who got busy at work, and unfortunately, we are going to have to give the boot to, because we are strict about those things. No shade to that person. We love them. They just... you know, we need everyone to put up the minimum, otherwise these scores do go down and it puts the whole alliance at risk. So yeah, another great season though out of the boys for the most part, and totally happy with that. Expect to be top 10 again next season. Speaking of next season, like that segue, we can look at the nodes for the next season. Maybe if I pull them up here, where they at? We can look at the nodes for next season, but there's also a few other things to talk about. So we have a few things coming out again for Battlegrounds this season. Firstly, introducing a season-long Gladiator Circuit meta. So I guess there's just gonna be 1 for the Gladiator Circuit instead of 2 now. The goal is to give more players more valued players investing in champions for a season. I get that. Instead of ranking a champion for 2 weeks at Battlegrounds, they will be able to get a full season out of the rank up materials as we assess its performance. This will be a structure for the next few seasons. Right. So for me, I get that. I think that their argument there for making your rank ups more valuable is a good one. I do understand it. I might not be a huge fan of this though, because I did like the meta changing. I don't want it to get stale for the whole month, and if I'm worried it might get a little stale if we just do the same thing for the month. Plus, on top of that, they say, secondly, we're introducing a week-long off season that begins when a season ends, so you can keep playing Battlegrounds anytime. Yes, that I'm very excited about. That is awesome. That's something I've been asking them for quite a long time, so we can do friendly streams and so forth during the Battlegrounds downtime, the normal off season, that kind of stuff. Says there will be no competitive aspect during off season, and rewards will be lessened. However, you'll be able to practice against the following season's buffs. More details below. So that kind of goes back to that point number one about that's going to give us like 5 weeks of the same meta. I don't know. Is it just gonna be able to practice the victory track meta for that week, or are we gonna be able to practice the gladiator circuit ones too? I would assume. So yeah, let's take a little further look. Starting same time as always. It's always Wednesdays. Ends blah blah blah. Off seasons will be a normal part of Battlegrounds moving forward. They will last for 1 week at the end of the season. The Battlegrounds fight landing banner will show that it's off season when it's active. So we will see this. And we'll know for sure we're not during season, no big deal. With the addition of off season, we will no longer have any Battlegrounds downtime for those of you who love to play the mode. Awesome. The buff meta during the off season will be that of the upcoming season. We will now provide the details for 2 season buff metas. That's awesome because I never liked when they only gave us 1 season at a time. It's much more fun to, and much more useful to have more time to think about what you're going to rank up and who you want to rank up and how you're going to plan to use your resources, because this game, of course, is a game of resource management in a lot of ways. So that is a good thing. They say, e.g., the season 20 off season will have the buff meta of season 21. This info will be outlined below. You'll see a slightly different screen info when tapping on play during the off season. 5 energy will be the cost to play. All right, sounds great. Sounds fun. I guess that's separate from. So you'll still be in this. I guess will be matching random people rather than doing a friendly, because it makes sense if there's going to be some rewards, then that they wouldn't want you just doing friendlies, I suppose. There'll be no victory track or gladiator circuit during the off season. Players will only be able to gain rewards via Battlegrounds objectives. So it'll just be like the regular objectives they have every couple days that reset, I assume, and you'll be able to get those if you want to. But the nice thing about those is you don't have to. Speaking of, how did people feel this season about having the Magnetron crystals in the gladiator circuit, or in the objectives rather, and then how did they feel about getting to the gladiator circuit, the compensation they gave us from starting us off the wrong point, that kind of stuff? If you guys do have comments about that, let me know how you feel about that. I know a lot of people do not love having anything tied to progression or the big chase champion, like getting a piece of a deathless character from the gladiator circuit, that kind of stuff. Lots of people do not like having that be in Battlegrounds and having you be forced to get to the gladiator circuit for that. So if you're one of those people, or if you're someone who doesn't mind, or if you like it, however you feel, why don't you go ahead and leave that comment down below. While you're there, make sure you are subscribed and like the video, please, because that stuff does help me out. But moving right along, so we have the metas here, and I will put a link to these in the video description so you guys can go and check that out if you guys want to, or it's available on the forums. I'm not going to go over all this right now, just so we don't keep the video from getting too long, but it's all right there. It'll be nice to have this so that we can plan ahead and choose what to do with our rank ups and everything. Most important part, obviously, Vibranium 1 will now have the following Spider Ham emote for summoners to obtain. Spider Ham getting bonked on the head. I think that is clearly probably the most important change they're making. So, yes. All right. Moving right along. We did collect everything. We can go and open up. I should have enough for a 7-star crystal. I will not have enough for a Titan crystal, but we can open that kind of stuff up. I am curious to. These don't really matter that much, but I'm just thinking of doing a video where choosing what 7 stars to give my Sig stones to. That'd be a different video. But yeah, this makes absolutely no difference, so that's exciting. I have every champion awakened. Oh, cool, science. I wouldn't mind a little buff to those rewards. I mean, I know they relatively recently just buffed the solo ranked awards, but some of the stuff is not really relevant anymore at the very top end of the game like I am, but that's probably a first world problems kind of complaint. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Formed another cosmic. I'm just curious exactly what I've got working with in this department here. All right, we need a tiny bit more for tech rank up, which is I think what I'm going for next. But then everything besides science can rank somebody to rank 3, so that's pretty cool. We have 2 down there. Rank ups as far as generic rank 3s that we can make right now, so that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, so as you can see there, I am not close enough to get the Titan crystal yet, but On to the good part. We do have this 7-star crystal that we can open up. I am still chasing that Venom dupe, but a Hyperion dupe would be awesome. There's still new champions in here who I do not have, and all sorts of good stuff. My last, I want to say 4 of these have pretty much been duds. I got like one new champion who was like, okay for a challenge, and then duped that same champion, and they got it's been garbage. So we are due for something good. Let's see what we get. America Chavez dupe would be great. Kushala dupe would be great. Well, you know, only a few more times pulling him and then it'll be max sig, and then if he just gets a buff, he'll be okay. All right, so I guess we're still due for something good. Something good has got to be coming around the corner, but yeah, Zoe's ready to go. I think that'll do it for this video, guys. If you did like, please do like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you think. If you guys are excited about the changes going forward with being able to play Battlegrounds in the off-season, let me know if you think it's going to feel like it's something, a hassle. I don't think it's going to be big enough rewards to feel like you're absolutely have to do it or you're missing out. So if you don't want to, I don't think it's that big a deal, but I think it'll give us some good practice for those of us who want to practice and test out champions for the upcoming season. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. That'll do it for this video, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.